Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, an award-winning poet is soon visiting SUNY Oswego.
And SUNY Oswego marks the start of the Fire Safety Month with a fiery display.
Plus, more details about the funeral service held today for a fallen Oswego deputy.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Sechner.
And I'm Nasir Meikle.
The Oswego County Sheriff's Office today held the funeral services for fallen deputy Kaylee Campbell. Campbell died in a car crash on September 25th while responding to a call. Campbell was a deputy in Oswego County for 17 months. The deputy drove into an intersection in Volney, where she was hit by another vehicle.
The funeral service was held at Fulton Alliance Church today at noon. The service was followed by a reception for family, friends, and law enforcement. Campbell's family and colleagues say she was fantastic and loved the job.
It was a fiery display at SUNY Oswego Hewitt Quad today.
As our Ayla Snyder reports, students were able to learn about fire safety from the live events and interactive tables.
Every day is a day for fire safety, but today, October 1st, is officially the start of Fire Safety Month. To help spread awareness of how fast fires can spread, SUNY Oswego's fire department invited students to watch them set fire to a replica of a dorm room. The demonstration was the beginning of various fire safety activities found on campus Tuesday. Students had the opportunity to use fire extinguishers, meet first responders, and overall learn more tips about life-saving fire safety. 2 mock rooms were set ablaze, showing the difference between closing a door and leaving it open when a fire starts. Back to you at the desk.
Next week, on October 8th, SUNY Oswego's Excel and Office of Career Services is organizing a career internship and graduate school fair. Whether you want to work for the FBI or the National Grid, you'll have the opportunity to meet with employers to explore job and internship opportunities. The event is scheduled to take place at the Murano Campus Center's Deborah F. Stanley Arena from 4 to 7 p.m.
It's the 1st of October, which marks the beginning of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. To mark the month, SUNY Oswego's Campus Technology Service has launched a phishing awareness contest. CTS says students have a chance to win a $25 gift card. Students can forward any phishing emails to help@oswego.edu, complete a quiz, or finish a learning course to enter the contest starting today. CTS also is requiring all campus emails to have a 16-character password.
We had a nice, warm, and sunny day today after a spell of dark clouds.
Let's take a check with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Everidge Drone, to see if this weather holds.
Unfortunately, the weather won't be holding sunny-wise. I mean, we're going to have some sunny skies after the morning tomorrow as the cold front makes its way through our area this morning. And look at these temperatures right now. Notice Fulton 67. The further south you go, though, in the southern hills near Cortland, Ithaca, they're already in the low 50s. And that's kind of what's in store for us tomorrow night and tomorrow morning, as that cold front again moves through our area. More on the timing of that cold front and more on my full forecast coming up after the break. But first, back to you guys at the desk.
Next Thursday, the Oswego County Trauma Informed Collaborative is hosting a free screening of the film Resilience. The event will also offer a complimentary breakfast and presentation by Roseanne Bain, the Assistant Superintendent of CITI BOCES. Participants will have the chance to ask Bain questions and register for training with OCTIC. Bain says the event is aimed to inform the community about the impacts of childhood trauma. The event will be held from 8:30 a.m. to noon at the Lake Ontario Event and Conference Center.
Paul S. Flores has been named an American Book Award winner for We Will Stand. We'll be discussing his work on October 14th in Penfield Library Speakers Corner at 3 p.m. The Living Writers Series and the Latino and Latin American Studies program are co-hosting Flores. This is part of Latino Places We Call Home, a national major public initiative directed by Library of America. The award was established in 1978, celebrating outstanding literary achievements from the entire spectrum of America's diverse literary community. Flores will perform poetry, discuss his work, and answer questions.
The Office of Career Services, the Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and SHOP are currently holding a care product donation drive that will continue until Friday, October 4th. People are encouraged to donate household items, hygiene products, and gender-affirming products. There will be numerous drop-off spots that will include the Penfield Library reception, room 145 in Marano Campus Center, the first floor in Colgan Hall, and C-Step. SHOP says these donations will help students in need for self-care products. Still ahead tonight, Hurricane Helene has caused devastation
by Hurricane Helene. My home state of Louisiana is no stranger to hurricanes. We're experts at disaster recovery. But
plus, Iran has launched a massive attack on Israel following the death of Hezbollah leader. We'll have the details.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Evan Bedron. Like I said before the break, we're going to have a cold front move through our area tonight. And as you look at our current satellite radar, there's that cold front right there, just starting to make its way slightly into western New York. That's not going to see any impacts until about maybe 1, 2 in the morning. As for us, we're not going to be seeing impacts until about maybe 6, 7 in the morning. But as for tonight, cloudy, 57 degrees, so not too bad of a night. South-southeast wind, a slight breeze, but overall a great night. And as I said, like around 6, 7 in the morning, that's when you first start seeing this cold front starts making its way through our area. And around 8, 8:30, that's when you can see the heaviest rainfall. And then by around maybe 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock, that's when the back edge of that cold front should be making its way out of here. And as you head into the early afternoon hours, you see the clouds start dissipating. We're starting seeing some more sunshine break through. And then after sunset, look at that. As soon as the cold front moved in, it moved out. And now we're back to sunny skies, clear skies for the night. And as you know, also in the higher elevations in the valleys, some fog starting to set up due to all that moisture left behind from that cold front. So what we look at precipitation-wise tomorrow. As for us here in Oswego, maybe a little under 1/4 of an inch. So we're not going to be doing any flood impacts, but we are going to be seeing quite a bit of rain, especially early in the morning. So let's take you through our day planner. 10 a.m., 59 degrees. Those showers still stick around the area, but by noon, we're clearing out clouds, 60 degrees, and we're not going to warm up too much. Still staying in the low 60s as you make our way throughout the afternoon into your evening. So it's going to be a quite chilly day, so make sure you bring a jacket or a sweater as you head out the door. And as I said before the break too, we're seeing some cooler temperatures, especially tomorrow night. I mean, look at those lows, 48 degrees here in Oswego. As you go further south towards Syracuse, low 40s, maybe even the upper 30s in those higher elevations. And so let's go through your 7-day forecast. Wednesday, some showers mainly in the morning, temperatures about the mid-60s, warm up on Thursday, even warmer on Friday, more sunshine on Friday. So Friday's definitely the pick-me day of the week if you want to go outside. Saturday, cooler, 65 degrees, but still overall very nice. End your weekend in the low 70s. And as you start your week on Monday, some showers still sticking around the area. Temperatures in the low 60s. And by Tuesday, we're clearing out again, some sun and clouds, and temperatures in the 60s. That's all for my forecast. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Evan. Hurricane Helene has caused widespread devastation throughout the southeastern part of the country. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, authorized a disaster relief fund for aid recovery. The FEMA Disaster Fund was replenished last year in 3-month government funding bill that President Biden signed into law last week. House lawmakers are not scheduled to return until after the November election. President Biden said yesterday that he may request that Congress returns from recess early in order to pass the relief bill.
Earlier today, Iran launched a ballistic missile attack on Israel, marking a significant escalation in the widening conflict in the Middle East.
Michael Yoshida has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Iran has unleashed a massive missile attack on Israel. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says the attack focused on Israeli security and military targets and launched in response to Israel's killing of Hezbollah's leader and others in Lebanon recently. The attack, not a total surprise, but it does level up concerns of a widening regional conflict.
This is a significant escalation by Iran, a significant event.
An escalation the Biden administration is watching closely.
Based on what we know now, the attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. Make no mistake, the United States is fully supportive of Israel.
This all comes after Israel's launch of a ground operation in southern Lebanon targeting Iran-backed Hezbollah. Israeli officials described the ground offensive in Lebanon as localized raids. Once the air attack by Iran was underway, Israeli military leaders said they were ready for it, and so were the people of Israel.
We dealt with such a threat before in the past, and we will deal with it now. I call on the public to continue acting responsibly as you did throughout the war.
Some Iranian missiles fired at Israel Tuesday night made direct impact in central and southern Israel, the Israeli military spokesperson said, adding that Iran's actions today will have consequences. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Israeli officials have stated that they plan on retaliating against the recent strikes. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, quote, "Iran made a big mistake tonight, and it will pay for it," leading the nations further into conflict. Special counsel Jack Smith has brought forward new evidence in a court filing today regarding former President Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
That protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security.
We fight. But is likely to be released to the public. That could happen before the November election. Trump says Smith is trying to make that happen so he can influence voters. In today's court filing, he's asking for more redactions in the nearly 200-page legal brief before it is made public.
A press conference took place in Texas earlier today regarding charges being brought against entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Texas-based attorney Tony Busby said he will be representing 120 individuals with allegations of sexual abuse. These instances range from the last 20 years, with 25 of the accusers being minors at the time. Busby says that more than 3,000 individuals have come forward with allegations, leaving more defendants to be announced.
Across the border, Mexico swore in their first ever female president earlier today. Claudia Sheinbaum delivered a speech during her inauguration, saying that as she steps into power, she's being accompanied by all the women who have struggled in professional fields. She also expressed a long list of promises of how she plans to fix the country. These ideas include limits on the prices of gasoline and food, expanding cash handout programs for women and children, and supporting business investments.
picket line. Nearly 50,000
When
members of the International
WTOP-10
Longshoremen's
nightly news continues, hear about a nationwide strike of port workers and the effects it could have on you.
And a few projections spells bad news for the winter's heating bills. All that and more after the short break.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
In consumer news, as the winter season nears and the need for heat will increase, so too will its costs. A leading policy group released their projections that show over a 10% average increase in nationwide home heating prices. The high percent increase forecasted by National Energy Assistant Directors Association is mainly due to the anticipated colder than usual temperatures in the Northeast and Midwest, as well as costlier maintenance of electrical grids.
The American job market continues to yield strong results as data released today shows a monthly job opening increase of about 300,000 jobs from July to August. The information released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that there were 8 million available jobs in August, which is more than the number of unemployed Americans by about 10%. The construction, transportation, utilities, and government sectors had the largest job opening increases in data.
A large number of port workers on America's East and Gulf Coast have started a strike today, and the implications could be significant. Laura Aguirre has more.
They are taking it all the way to the picket line. Nearly 50,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association went on strike at the stroke of midnight Tuesday.
We're out here for one reason, fighting for our rights, fighting for our families.
Our members have done the homework. They know their worth, and essentially they demand fair wages and better benefits.
But after weeks of tense negotiations with the United States Maritime Alliance, acceptable numbers on that worth haven't been reached. The alliance, which represents the major shipping lines, terminal operators, and port authorities, has offered wage hikes and claims the union isn't negotiating in good faith. Many members feel sacrifices made during the pandemic are being overlooked.
We didn't stop working. When the world went home, they couldn't go nowhere, the longshoremen, we worked these docks night and day.
Docks that are now at a virtual standstill along the U.S. East and Gulf coasts. This could stop the flow of a wide array of consumer goods into the country.
You're probably going to pay more for it, and it's going to take longer for you to get it.
The union says it won't be intimidated by a timeline.
Our membership's prepared to wait it out as long as it takes to secure a fair contract.
But the ILA's president does have a prediction.
We'll bring this country down in 3 weeks. Now it's time I want a piece of that pie for my members.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
President Biden has insisted on not invoking the Taft-Hartley Act, which would effectively kill the strike, and instead is calling for two sides to reach a deal by themselves.
A new report from the American Cancer Society shows a dramatic decrease in overall deaths from the breast cancer. The data reveals a remarkable 44% decrease in breast cancer death rates over the past 35 years, as well as over 500,000 potential deaths that were avoided. However, the data also reveals that although more white women are diagnosed with breast cancer, more black women die from it, a problem that the ACS says is trying to fix.
Now, our sports reporter, James Fitzpatrick.
James, could you catch us up on Lakers sports?
Absolutely. The Lakers women's soccer team had a rough go on Saturday when they kicked off against SUNY Oswego, who were winless through the first 6 games of the season. Oswego was shut out in this match, losing 2-0. Sophomore Emma Parenti was a standout for Oneonta, scoring in the opening minute for the Red Dragons. Oswego falls to 4-4 on the season, while Oneonta climbs to 1-5-1. The Lakers have a chance for redemption tomorrow night when they square off against SUNY Canton. After the break, stay tuned for Luke Bellinger, as he will touch on some Oswego sports stories, Von Miller suspension, and more.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We welcome you back from the break. My name is Luke Belanger. The Student Athletes of the Month for SUNY Oswego have arrived. Congratulations to Kyle Rose, the goalkeeper for the men's soccer team, and Catherine Salamita, a singles competitor for the women's tennis team. Kyle Rose has helped the soccer team to an outstanding 5-1-2 start on the season. He's third in the SUNYAC with 35 saves and third in the SUNYAC with only 7 goals getting past him. Catherine Salamita, on the other hand, is undefeated on the season for singles and doubles. For the women's tennis team, Catherine currently stands number 1 in the SUNYAC for number 2 singles, number 3 singles, and number 2 doubles. Catherine, a senior, looks to end her collegiate career with a 0 in the loss column. The women's volleyball team took a long 4-hour road trip down to Dallas, Pennsylvania for the Cougar Clash tournament this past weekend. After a very tough first day, losing both games 0-3 to Misericordia and Hunter, the women turned things right around on Saturday and did the exact opposite. The Lakers swept both of their respective opponents and finished the weekend 500. Oswego looks to roll that momentum into Friday night and into the Friday night lights against a very good Red Dragon team in Cortland. Let's 180 to some pro sports news. Bills defensive end Von Miller was suspended today for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. The suspension appears to be allegations towards Miller for assaulting his girlfriend during a bye week in 2023. Although Miller is not his Super Bowl 50 self at the moment, he does play a role for the Bills as he's recorded 3 sacks for them this season. In response to Miller being gone for 4 weeks, the Bills have signed defensive end Zion Logue to fill in. Luis Arias has stolen yet another Triple Crown season. Shohei Ohtani, having a historic season, gets the batting title in Triple Crown taken away by one of the best average hitters we've seen in baseball history. Arias has done this twice in the past 3 years. He hit .314 on the season, which was 4 points higher than Ohtani's .310 average. Ohtani, recording the first ever 50-50 season, would have loved to take the Triple Crown from Arias, but ultimately went 1-4 on the season finale and couldn't get it done. But let's be honest, we aren't talking about Arias' bat this season. We're talking about 17 for LA. We head over to the Vikings versus Packers. The Cheeseheads are out. This one was bound to be good. First drive, the MVP candidate Sam Darnold wastes 0 time hitting Jordan Addison. It's his first touchdown of his sophomore season. Vikings would score again, and we pick up Jordan Love trying to make something work for the Packers offense, but he can't. It's Kamu Grugier-Hill on the interception. What a play by Grugier-Hill. It's all Vikings here in the first. Second quarter action. Addison will score on a 7-yard run, and Love is picked off, and we're back to Sammy D, and he finds who else in the end zone? It's Justin Jefferson. Jay Jettis continues his domination this season. Packers right before the half. Love will finally get something started and looks for Jaden Reed, and Reed makes a nice play in the ball, and the Packers finally get in the score column. Fast forward to early fourth. Packers score once in the third, and Love will check it down to Tucker Kraft, and Kraft makes the defenders look silly and gets in for 6. The Packers would go for 2, and it will be also Kraft. In the end, the Vikings march down, grab 3, which basically puts this game out of reach. The Packers will score but not recover the onside kick. The Vikings remain unbeaten on the season. Darnold throws 3 touchdowns. The Packers fall to 500, although Love scoring for 4 touchdowns in Minnesota and holding Minnesota to only 3 points in the second half. The Vikings are very, very real this season.
We will be back after the break.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Free.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and become briefly
To kick off the month of October, today our autumn lovers can celebrate National Pumpkin Spice Day.
The trendy flavor symbolizes the autumn spirit that we have now entered in both in name and taste.
You can find many pumpkin spice products at your local coffee shop throughout the season.
And those pumpkin spice diehard fans can make their blend by using cinnamon, ginger, cloves, allspice, and nutmeg.
Is there anything coming in weather?
Not really. We have that cold front, and other than that,
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.
Hi folks, I know it's been a while since I've last been in front of the camera. It's been a while since I've been in the kitchen too. But I'll tell you what, sometimes the life of a college student gets a little busy. Sometimes things happen and not able to do the things you're really passionate about. I didn't feel like I was going to be putting out a very good product last semester, so I decided not to do it altogether, just to make sure that you, the viewers, have something really good to watch. And I think I finally hit my groove again. When a college student gets busy, sometimes you need low-maintenance meals. That's why we've got a crock pot here and a pan full of what you can already assume is pasta sauce. It's comfort foods today, folks. Stuff that doesn't take too long to do and stuff that lets you just walk away from it for all intents and purposes. Go wash up, get ready to eat, because we're back on Dom's Dinner Bell. So before we get into the pasta sauce and those ingredients, I managed to get out a chili in time. That's what's in this crock pot here. This morning I prepped everything and put it in the crock pot because this takes 8 hours to cook on low, and we don't have 8 hours. So I'm going to throw it over to the pre-recorded segment, and I'll have Past Me explain everything. This is Past Me. Getting ready to go. Big thumbs up. Going to start on the chili. First, before the chili, of course, making ourselves a little bit of espresso. It's a good way to start the morning. But then, what we have here is venison. And venison is deer meat. This one my grandfather got, gave me some of the ground stuff. It's delicious, and it will go very, very nicely in our chili. So what we do is we put it in the pan. Then you bust it up as best you can in the pan. Make it nice and just like ground beef, just cook it up. See that our coffee is brewing in the mocha pot. Getting ready to go. That's a fine cup of coffee right there, I'll tell you what. And just keep stirring that venison. We're not gonna season it. We're not gonna do anything like that. It's just just like any other ground meat. So with a chili, you just want to cook it until it's completely done. You can have a few pink spots here and there, but nothing too crazy. And then, of course, while that venison is finishing up, I'm going to pour ourselves an espresso in our FDNY espresso cup, courtesy of the city of New York. Getting ready to go with a nice cup of joe. Take a sip. It's a good way to start the morning. With the venison all cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to plop it right into that pan. I did strain it off screen, so just make sure you get that excess fat out of there. Venison doesn't release much excess fat, so it's not as crazy as like 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And you can see me throw my hands up in exasperation. I didn't have any slow cooker liners. Those are game changers. If you can get slow cooker liners, absolutely get them. But after the beef is in there, we have our lineup of canned things. We have tomato sauce, tomato soup concentrate, diced Rotel tomatoes with green chilies, black beans, and kidney beans. You can also optionally throw in something like corn. Corn is a favorite of mine to throw into my chili, but I didn't have any this time around. And you just dump all of those into the crock pot. No stirring, no seasoning, nothing crazy altogether. You just dump everything into the pot. After we dump everything into the pot, we have our seasoning. 6 teaspoons of chili powder. You've got 1 teaspoon crushed red pepper, basil, minced onion, and minced garlic. And all of that is going to go into the pot as well. You just dump it right on top of everything. Once you've got the spices and the canned goods in there, you're going to take your Tabasco sauce and you're just going to load it up. This is why I call it afterburner chili. You're going to put a whole bunch of Tabasco in there. I usually call it about 12 shakes is your best bet. That gives it a nice, vinegary, peppery flavor to it. And then the ultimate secret ingredient that I have for my afterburner chili is ghost pepper hot sauce. Now, this stuff is very hot, and obviously you can omit it entirely from the recipe if you so choose. But if you are going to use it and you want it to be bearable for all parties, you put 1 to 2 drops. That's it. You don't want anything more than 1 to 2 drops. Otherwise, it will be a little unbearable as you get further down the bowl. But once you have the hot sauces in there, as well as the canned goods and the spices, add a little bit of salt and pepper. stir it up with your wooden spoon or plastic, your choice. Really get everything homogeneous. And then all you have to do from there is turn your crock pot to low, and you put the cover on it, and you walk away. Chili's very simple. And then in 8 hours, or 6 hours, if you have one of those 6-hour settings on your crock pot, you will have a delicious, slow-cooked chili that you can enjoy on a cold winter's evening or a nice fall day in front of a football game. You can put it on hot dogs. You can put it over fries with some cheese. It's very versatile, very tasty, and the heat, that's the best part. Thanks, Dom. So, the ingredients for a red sauce are very simple, very straightforward, and very easy to get. They're also usually very cheap. Onions, you get a bunch of them for about $3 at the store. Especially white onions. Cooking with red onions gives it a different taste. You're going to need tomato paste, you're going to need diced tomatoes, and you will need a big can of crushed tomatoes. Now, you can get a big can of whole tomatoes as well and crush them in the pan or blend them to your desired consistency if you want. But this is how I do it. Still gives it chunks of tomato, still kind of a smooth sauce. I like it more chunky. This is a good medium. You're going to need your Parmesan cheese. Don't get that stuff that's got the wood pulp in it. It's gross. This is real home-style Parmesan shredded cheese. A bit more expensive. It was a gift. You're going to need red cooking wine. Red cooking wine's definitely the way to go with this. You could use chicken broth, or you could use veggie broth, or maybe vinegar, but I prefer to use red cooking wine. It gives the sauce a little bit more complexity. The carrot, I'm sure everybody is wondering, what in God's name do we need this for? I'll get there. You got to trust the process on this one. And the protein that's going into this sauce, I'm using spicy Italian sausage. Now, I'm choosing spicy Italian sausage because I like spicy Italian sausage. You can do sweet, you can do meatballs, you can do steak, veal, whatever you want. With a Sunday gravy, it's the easiest thing ever. It's up to you. At the cabin, we like to use venison and just put it right in there. That's what's in the chili, but it's up to you. And of course, you need pasta for a red sauce. Today I've chosen all these brand rigatoni. You can do spaghetti, angel hair, up to you. Pasta's pasta. So, with all of our ingredients set up, one more thing before we get into prep work is if you're going to do a Sunday sauce, make sure you have stainless steel pans. If you do a red sauce in something other than stainless steel, it's going to wind up tasting metallic and kind of gross, and you don't want that. That's fine if you're heating up a regular sauce, but if you are simmering and cooking a red sauce, gotta use stainless steel. So, with that, let's get cooking. So, prep work is the biggest thing with this sauce because a lot of your time spent will be waiting around. So it's best to get the important work done as soon as possible. So what you want to do, the one that's probably the most obvious, is open up your cans. If you try and cook them with the cans still on them, it's not going to taste very good. And I think it might be a bit crunchy. So, take your can opener, open up the cans. World's easiest thing. We're probably going to cut this segment anyway. Okay, there's the diced tomatoes and your tomato paste. You probably, most likely, will not use your entire can of tomato paste. Unless you're making a huge batch. Usually you really only need about a spoonful. This way you can just pop open there, tomato paste. So you've got your tomatoes open, great. Your garlic's already minced, fantastic. If you have fresh garlic, mince it. So what we do with an onion though, and this is where we get back to knife tips, make sure that you have a sharpened knife, nice and sharp. Dull knives are dangerous. I've preached this a million times on the show, just do it. Alright, so you take the head off of the onion and you throw it on the ground. Just don't slip. They're just as bad as banana peel. Go down the side so you can take off that first layer of onion because it's got a funny film around it and you don't want it. And tear it apart, tear it apart. Wish there was an easier way to peel an onion. Like you can an apple. But I wouldn't eat an onion like an apple. I don't think that tastes very good, don't you? Think it would? Whoa. All right. So then, what you can do, take your scraps, ditch them. Don't need them. Don't want any of the paper in your sauce either. Paper, onion paper in your sauce, kind of gross. So then what we do is we take our onion, cut it right in half, and then we get to do that fun little chop thing. Go right down the middle. This is the fastest, easiest way to dice your onion. Come on, get closer. I don't bite. So you got all your lines this way, and then you just cut that way, and you get nice little uniform onion pieces. Problem solved. And then you can keep that just off to the side. That's still good use of onion. And we do the same thing on this end. Slice down the side there. Careful, I've gotten my finger before doing that. Totally wasn't just a week ago or anything. Slice down that way. And that's the other thing. If you want to rough chop your onion for your sauce, you can, but it'll be just closer to a cacciatore at that point rather than a Sunday gravy. There we go. That's that nice diced onion, because that's going to be kind of the base of the sauce, but not as in like it's onion based, as in it's the first thing that goes in the pan other than the sausage, because we've got the garlic, the onion, the tomatoes. Great. So now what, you might ask? Do we just cook the sausage in a different pan, or do we just throw it into the sauce raw? No! You never do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cook our sausage. Stay tuned. Right after this break, it's sauce time on Dom's Dinner Bell.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking. They're looking for me. There's hockey. There's improv. So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch. Our embarrassments free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
So, it's time to cook your sausage. This is the point in time where you would cook any meat that you have in your Sunday gravy. Simply because what we want is those brown bits at the bottom of the pan that happens after you cook meat. It's called fond. It's the bomb. There's lots of flavor in there, good flavor too. So what you want to do, start off by putting a little bit of olive oil in the pan. That way nothing sticks. Move it around a bit. If you don't cover every inch, then you might want to add a little more, like I just did. So you just add a little more olive oil. Now sausage is not going to render as much fat out of it as you would maybe a meatball. So you want to oil it up a little bit just so that it doesn't really stick to the pan as bad. And you might want to do bulk sausage, not linked up like this. You can, but why? I like to have the full sausage. You can dice it up, have big chunks of it in your sauce. It's the bomb. So what you want to do, as always, with a nice hot pan, with oil in it, lay away from you. It doesn't have quite the sizzle I was hoping for. There it goes. Lay away from you, lay away from you. That way you don't get oil splattered up on you. And what we want to do is, since that this sausage is going to also be thrown back in the sauce, we're going to cook the outsides of it the best first. So it's nice and brown and crispy, and we get that good stuff on the bottom of the pan. Keep the oil moving around so none of them stick or rip apart. As we see now, it's cooked, but it doesn't have the good brown bits. I picked that one up on purpose, trust me. That's what I thought. But you've got, you see, this is what I'm talking about. The caramelization right there on the ends. It leaves a little bit of a spot in the pan. That's what you want. That good stuff on the bottom really just blows away the flavor of the sauce. It's my favorite way to do it. And if you don't want to add meat to your sauce, you just skip this step. You can skip this part of the episode. I prefer you didn't, because that's hurt my feelings. So be kind, please. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff right there. Get the sausage turned right around. That one could have gone just a hair short. No, stop. It's running away. There we go. Because like I said, we're going to throw them back in the sauce, so they don't need to be done all the way through for when you cook them like this. You just want the outsides and the ends done so that you don't kill anybody with trichinosis. That's usually a bad thing. Where's the pink side? There it is. Sometimes you lose it. Sometimes you can get it back. It's getting hot. Jeez Louise. You can definitely tone back your heat if you need to. Last thing you want to do, like I said, is set your kitchen on fire. We've already had the fire bell go off once on this show. We don't need to do it again. See how that ends? Still kind of raw. Pick it up, turn it over. Make it not raw. It gets repetitive after a while. What can you do? It's cooking. A lot of it's repetition. Oh well, suck it up. Enjoy the show. Now, once your sausages are mostly done, you want to take a plate, put a paper towel on it, and get that excess grease off. There's already enough oil and stuff on the plate, or in the pan, that you really don't want this to be a greasy, oily sauce. That's not so good. So, you take your sausage, onto the plate, onto the plate, onto the plate, and this little guy's gonna fit right there as well. Now, you can tell when the sausage is still kind of raw, see how soft that is in the middle there? You can almost bend it right in half. That's still pretty raw. So, for this situation, that's fine. But if you're just doing sausage sandwiches, keep them on a little longer. If anything, bake them. You don't want to kill them with heat that fast. So that's the whole point. But now, we're going to start the rest of the sauce. The onions, the garlic, the wine, the paste, the tomatoes, the sauce itself. Let's get going. So, now that you've got your sausage out of the pan, you want to add just a touch more olive oil, so that you grease it up nice and good. Make sure that it's still hot, still enough oil, because what you want to do now is fry your garlic. And by fry, I do mean just that. Take your garlic out of a jar, or if you've minced it with a knife, spoon, however much garlic you would like. It is best to measure with the heart. It's about 3 cloves right there, I think. And you hear that start to sizzle. Come closer, you are too far to watch the magic. Take this. Get yourself a nice wooden spoon. Let that garlic fry up a bit till it gets nice and fragrant. You can already smell that. I love the smell of frying garlic. Throw in your onions. Now, this one you're going to let cook for just a bit longer because you got to let them get a little bit sweaty, if you will. Start to move the onions around, and you can see the onions already picking up on those dark bits at the bottom of the pan. Starting to sweat out some of their moisture. That's the point. And so you've got the onions in there. Let them get cooking. Now we need the paste. Like I said, this all happens pretty quick here. So you take your paste, take a big old spoonful of it, boom, right into the pan with the onions and garlic. So, you got your tomato incorporated in there. Now, this is where the term deglaze comes in. I'm going to quick reach over. Got your wine. Open it up, and that's not nearly enough. I was out of wine. So, calling an audible, I'm going to run to the pantry real quick. So in case you don't have red cooking wine, you can use white cooking wine as well. It gives it a bit more of a brightness to the flavor. It's not as dark or as heavy as a red wine, but it's still just about the same. So you pour a little bit in there. Mixing red and white wine is also not the most amazing choice. I'll probably catch a lot of flack for it. I really don't care, because it's still going to taste good. So what you do is now, since that pan's hot and the liquid wasn't, you're able to scrape up the rest of those bits that wouldn't want to come up earlier. And that's why you want to have the flat side of a spoon like this one, because you can see I've already worn it out like a bunch of times. Because now it just picks up all that good stuff at the bottom of the pan. And now that you've got that going, you're going to want to bring it up to a light simmer. And by light, I mean so it reduces a little bit. And you got to wait a few minutes for that. You can see the black bits floating around. You won't even notice them once the sauce starts to simmer like that. Or when the sauce itself starts to simmer. Right now it's just onions, wine, and garlic. Now, you see how when I run my spoon down the pan, there's a clear line right here. You know, even it up again, boom. Now it's time to add the tomatoes. That started to reduce very nicely. So we take our big can first and load it up. Yeah, that got all over my face. That's great. Yummy. Then you add your crushed tomatoes right in there. And then what we do is you take your can of crushed tomatoes, which is now empty, go over to your sink, and you fill it up about 1/2 to 3/4 of a way with water. And we put it right into the sauce. Gets a little more extra tomato, gives it a little more liquid. And what you want to do is stir. Get everything incorporated from the bottom of the pan up, because now we gotta let it simmer. But before we do that, we have to add the ingredient that I'm sure everybody was curious about and said, Dom, you're gonna ruin a perfectly good Italian dish. No, I'm not. Here's your carrot. You peel it and you cut it into thirds, and you just drop it into the sauce like that. Because at the end of cooking, you're gonna pull them out. What it does is it pulls some of the acidity out of the tomatoes. A lot of people use sugar. Sugar doesn't pull the acidity out, it just hides it. Your sauce will still be acidic. You just won't be able to taste it as much because you got sugar in there. Now, with that, we want to simmer this with the top off. If you leave the top on, it'll take a lot longer for it to do its thing. But with the top off, all of that steam will evaporate faster and get out of the way faster. And of course, always, always, always season with salt and pepper. The tomato sauce is great and all, but if it's bland, you're losing. Take that, get a little bit in there with the pepper. And I left the basil on the other counter. I can't believe myself. What are we doing? Now, like I said, you should use fresh basil if you can. If not, just sprinkle a little bit of the dried stuff and the minced stuff in there. No harm, no foul. So, we can crank the heat just a little bit to try and get it to that simmer. Because, I don't know about you, but I am impatient. Here we go.
Ryan cutting across the blue line, gets it at the top of the circle, and a shot! AJ Ryan starts at top right! The wheel starts Sally! The goal for the Lakers! In the corner, but it's deflected off of Grimshaw, up to Simons. Simons looking back over Severin, Severin with a ball! And you can hear this place to the south end of Alabama, Kyle, the Tempest Rockets!
Awful quiet in here.
It is a little bit quiet.
I
Well, strangely quiet.
Strangely quiet. You look great tonight.
You look great tonight. You look very
look tropical.
festive. Tropical.
Yeah, a little tropical. Kenny,
look like it's almost summer.
It almost is. We're almost there. But Kenny, I got one thing to ask you before we get into everything here.
Yeah.
How we doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Kyle, but there's one thing that's on my mind that's making me a little sad. And this is the last ever Kenny and Kyle experience on any microphone anywhere in TOP, Kyle. This is it. The last one.
It's been a long run, man. I mean,
it has been.
A whole year.
We got plenty of time to get sad. Why don't we just get into it?
I was going to say, let's just get into the sports before we get all to the sad stuff. So let's jump right into the world of the NHL. The playoffs have been off to a red-hot start, with some teams pulling ahead of the competition right out of the gate. And one of those teams would be, well, unfortunately, Kenny's New York Rangers. The Rangers have a 3-0 lead over the Caps right now, going for the sweep and lead 2-1 in the game at the moment. Kenny, what have you seen out of the Rangers lately that have allowed them to be so dominant in this series?
I've seen the Rangers playing hockey.
Oh
I mean,
God,
everybody showed up this playoff
biased
series. Panarin playing, Fox playing. Everybody's there and they're playing, and it's simple. It's really as simple as the difference last year was people just didn't show up when it came playoff time, and this year everybody showed up playoff time. Now you said earlier on, and I didn't forget, that the Rangers were first round exits. I don't see a reverse sweep. The Rangers are up 2-1 going into the second period right now. I hate to tell you this, Kyle. Actually, I love to tell you this. You're wrong.
I hate you.
I know you do, but I'm right.
I mean, realistically, I got to give it to the Rangers. They're up 3-0. There's nothing I can say against them. I think really the big part that's helped them is, as much as I hate to say it, Matt Rempe. Because the reason that the Capitals were always so good in the playoffs and were able to do what they want was because they had Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson was a skilled player who was also, a marshand. Everybody hates him. He would go out and just hit people all over the ice, destroying them and getting in people's head. Now the Rangers have their own guy that's like 6'6" doing that, so it helps a little bit. But it's not the only game going on around the NHL, because history may be repeating itself, because we move up the coast to another original six team. The Boston Bruins have run up a 3-1 series lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Kenny, this is a tale as old as time. The Bruins and Toronto met in round one many, many times, but in 2013. It was the Leafs up 3-1. Now, Boston holds the 3-1 lead. We've seen between these teams that choking a 3-1 lead is never out of the picture. So how do you see this one going down? Are the Bees taking it, or does Toronto have a chance?
Man, I hope they both lose. But, I mean, since they both can't lose, I think the Bruins are going to finish it out. They've always been the team to lose in the first round. They're just not a good playoff team. They haven't been for a long time. I don't see them getting in 3 straight wins against the Boston Bruins. I think they might be able to take 1, maybe 2, and bring it to a Game 7 at best. But I don't see a world where Toronto is getting out of this round. I think Boston is definitely moving on.
And this is coming from Austin Matthews off of a historic season, almost scored 70 goals in the regular season, 69 goals throughout the regular season. How does a guy go from being so hot the entire 82-game season, almost scoring a goal per game, and then just nothing?
I know the reason, because they're playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, Kyle.
Haven't won since '67, and it's going to stay the same. No titles ever go to Toronto. Sorry, Seth, but baseball, hockey, doesn't matter. Toronto doesn't get titles at all. But now to a series that's a bit of a closer matchup. The Vancouver Canucks and the Nashville Predators are currently playing as we speak in a 2-1 series led by the Canucks. Thatcher Demko did go out with an injury this season and is currently listed as week to week. He's been a crucial part of the Canucks' success all season long. So how could this impact the swing of the series, Kenny?
I mean, he's critical, and it's kind of hard now to see them come up and try to pull off a victory in the playoffs without he's your anchor, really. So I don't know. This one, even with or without, could have gone either way. Me personally, I kind of want to see the Predators take this one. I would like to see the Nucks fall. So I'm pulling for the Preds, man. I'm going for Nashville here.
I'm all in on the Orcas, man. I gotta go with the Orcas, solely because I want 2013 again.
Yeah.
I want 2013 again.
Fair.
Boston, the Canucks lose. Riot ensues in Vancouver. They flipping cars, everything. I mean, that was one of the funniest moments in hockey, in my personal opinion, just seeing an entire city collapse because of their hockey team choking a Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't hate the Canucks. I kind of like what they got going there. Quinn Hughes has done a great job with the team, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes, I guess.
I guess we will.
But the reigning champs in the Vegas Golden Knights also have a 2-1 lead over the Dallas Stars in a tight series that went into overtime last night before Vegas took it 3-2. There's been controversy with Vegas and how they slotted captain Mark Stone on the IR for the later half of the season to make moves at the trade deadline to secure talent before roster expansion of the playoffs. Stone returned just in time for the playoffs, and some NHL fans were not happy. Kenny, do you think that teams should be allowed to put players on the IR and then bring them back right as the playoffs start?
That's a tough one. That's a curveball I wasn't ready for. I don't know. That's a really tough question. I'm going to say, yeah, they should be allowed. I think, yeah, it gives them an advantage, but this is the playoffs, man. Everybody's 0-0. These are all new teams out there. And, I mean, these two teams are two of the teams that we could see running it all the way and lifting up the cup. I think it's fair game, in my opinion. I'm going to say, yes, you should be allowed to.
I got to agree with you on that one, just because we've seen Tampa do it. I know. I don't agree with you very often. But we saw Tampa do this when Tampa had their run, when they were just going 3 Stanley Cups in a row, almost went 3 for 3 on it. What they would do is Nikita Kucherov or Steven Stamkos, they'd get hurt, slap them on the IR. They're able to go out and pick up talent because it's not taking up that roster spot. Next thing you know, roster expands for playoffs. You bring back the star player. Now you have a higher chance of going deeper into playoffs because you have more talent. Smart move. May not be ethical. Smart move, though, nonetheless.
There's not a lot of ethics in hockey. And you know, Kyle, one more thing just before we're done here. I love that we're not talking about the Penguins right now. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay, so on that note, we're going to toss it over to a break real quick. But when we come back, we'll dive into our reactions to this. Shut up, Kenny. This year's NFL draft. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Kenny and Kyle Experience.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back into the Kenny and Kyle Experience. I'm Kenny, and that guy over there, that's Kyle Spizak. And Kyle, what is one thing in this life that I love?
Football.
Football.
You
And that's
love
exactly
football.
what we're going to talk about. And you may have seen me and Kyle predict the draft just last Sunday alongside Ryan Joyce, Alex Brooks, and Zach Malamud. But safe to say, we were all pretty wrong. From no running backs taken in the first round, some interesting trades, and 6 quarterbacks taken in the top 12, it was wild to say the least. So Kyle and I, we chose our top 3 what the heck moments from the draft. Kyle, how about you start us off?
I mean, I got to go with right off the bat, probably the craziest thing that none of us expected. I mean, me and you were texting each other right off the bat.
Oh,
Michael
boy.
Penix to the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, they just went out and got Big Kirko. They just got Big Kirko off of Minnesota. They signed him to that big contract. And now they're going to bring in Michael Penix. I mean, the kid's a fantastic talent. I say kid as he's older than us. But fantastic talent. Just look at his stats. 65% completion, yards, touchdown. He was arguably the most accurate passer in college football last year. Kenny, I don't get why they would do that. I mean, he's a great talent. the play styles are nothing alike between him and Kirk.
I agree, and I get the difference in the play styles. The only thing is Atlanta did say they wouldn't care if he were to sit 4 or 5 years behind Kirk if they had to, and I don't think Kirk's going to last 4 or 5 more years. But I think it is good for him to develop behind a veteran quarterback. Maybe their play styles aren't exactly the same, but I think having that development behind a seasoned quarterback, you gotta like that, Kyle. You gotta like that.
I do like it's a.
You like that?
You like that?
You like that?
You like that? It's a very Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre type of situation. I don't know. Having Penix sit for that long though, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, and I guess now we'll talk about something that I noticed, and maybe there's a little bias here because I'm a New York Giants fan. But the New York Football Giants didn't do what everybody thought they were going to do, and Dylan Zielinski was cheering his name in the room with me when we were watching, and that was take J.J. McCarthy. They did not. They were with neighbors, and they're going to stick with Daniel Jones, and I think it's a good move. I'm not a huge fan of Daniel Jones, right? I think he's not that guy. He's not that guy. But this is his last year of guaranteed money with the New York Giants. You give him this year, see how he does. And if he blows it with a weapon and no more excuses, gonzo.
I mean, you kind of said it exactly how it has to be there. He has 1 year left to prove himself. He's had plenty of time to prove himself. Proved he's not worth $40 million a year so far. That's all I think he's proved up to this point in his career. But like you said, as a wise man once said, my father, a great receiver can make a bad QB look good. But the thing is, you can't go forward with him. Even though Neighbors is a fantastic talent, Daniel Jones isn't the guy, like you said. There's no good draft quarterbacks next year either.
No.
But guess that comes to my picking. Dylan, our AP, who you will see later on tonight's show. This one's especially for you. I picked this one out just for you. What were the Bills doing? They trade their pick away to the Kansas City Chiefs. They gave them Tyreek Hill 2.0. They gave them Tyreek Hill 2.0. Tyreek torched them. The Chiefs torched the Bills the entire time they had Tyreek. They torched him without Tyreek. They give him the replacement. I mean, 72 yards a game, 5 touchdowns, 75 receptions. What are the Bills doing? Are they selling?
The only thing that I'm going to give to the Bills here is I don't think Worthy really fits in their scheme of play style with Josh Allen. Like, I don't think he's a really good fit in Buffalo. But why give it to the Chiefs? I mean, that is your biggest enemy. And
they traded their first-round pick for it.
Why would you do that? And then I don't understand the trade and trading the value to the Chiefs, but I understand not taking Worthy. I get that.
I get the Bills not, like you said, Bills not taking it, but trading that pick's rough.
As a big boy, Kyle, I could talk about big boys too. And the Cincinnati Bengals, they need to protect Joe Burrow. We all know that. I mean, that guy is banged up. Looks like he's going to be Andrew Luck. But they take Amarius Mims as their first rounder. He only played 8 games in college. Kyle, I don't know if it's just me, dude, but that sounds like a reach. 8 games?
It's a huge reach. I mean, I don't care if the dude started on Georgia. I really don't care. It's 8 games. 8? That doesn't prove anything. And you have dudes like Paris Johnson who are still on the board. You have so many better linemen on the board. And then they take that? He hasn't, like you said, he is a rookie if there has ever been a rookie. He hasn't proved that he can stand up and even play an entire season. He played 8 games in college. What's an NFL season? 17? He's going to play more in the NFL in a season than he did his entire college career.
By the halfway point.
Literally about the halfway point. I wish I could get a job to do absolutely and do nothing beforehand.
I wish.
But that brings me up to my last crazy moment of the draft. I thought more funny than crazy, but Sean Payton baiting the Minnesota Vikings to take JJ, goes up, makes it look like he's going to move up to try to take McCarthy. He knew he was taking Bo Nix the entire time. Taking him at 12 is already crazy enough as it was. They could have got him later in the draft. But they made Minnesota go up and take that trade to get that draft pick. They could have got him either way. They would have got him anyways, but Sean Payton with a little bit of toying on the field.
I do like to see that. I do like to see the toying. But yeah, that's a reach. To take Bo Nix that early is a bit of a reach.
Oh, it's 100% a reach.
That was another one that had me scratching my head. But I mean, if you're Denver, you got a quarterback now. Bo Nix is not bad. Is he as good as you make him sound to be? I don't think so. But I think he is a dog, and I think he's going to do very well in Denver. But I think it's a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
But I do like to see Sean Payton absolutely messing with the Vikings. That was great.
That was
awesome.
It was, like you said, though, 12 second-round talent, yes. 12, no.
All right, well, that means I only got one more pick because we can't talk about football all night, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, so in the first round of the NFL draft, there were only 9 defensive players taken. That is an NFL draft record low. And Kyle, we came in talking about all the offensive players. It was an offense-heavy draft. We knew that. Quarterback talent, wide receiver talent, tight end talent, O-line talent. It was all there. And there's not like there was no good defenders in the draft, but it was such an offensively star-powered draft that it's not a huge stunner, but it is crazy to see an all-time low.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of really good defensive backs on the board that they just didn't take around. Cooper DeJean, perfect example. Yeah, he was hurt. Dude was a dog at Iowa. He was probably the best defensive back prospect there was.
Some people got really upset. Like, I had a friend that sat in the room and he was cheering DeJean, and he started crying when they didn't take him. Like, it was upsetting. You know?
Like, I get that there was a lot of offensive talent in this draft, don't get me wrong. But you can't win without defense, and have these teams that are taking offensive
defense
players.
Wins
their
championships.
Defense
sucks.
Wins
championships.
Like, even the Bengals, yes, they need to protect Burrow, and they took a horrible pick with it, but their defense is trash too. It's just, it makes no sense.
It does not. But that's it for me and Kyle talking about football for the last time. But don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, it's time to talk about the Yankees.
It's all about
Stick
the
around.
Yankees.
We'll be right back here on WTOP-10.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Kyle, show.
Oh, we gotta do it. Welcome back to the Kenny and Kyle experience for one last time, sadly. But we're gonna take a look around the MLB, and of course, specifically, who else but the Yankees. The Yankees started off hot this season as the best team in the MLB, but inevitably, they cooled down after some time as the offense struggled to get on the board. However, that changed quite dramatically as the Yankees had put up 36 runs through their series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Kenny,
It's mine.
red
I hear
at the top
myself.
right now.
Like,
They might be the most dominant team in baseball when they are on. But we've seen how that goes. They were very often on teams. So what can the Bronx Bombers do to make sure this isn't another failed season?
I mean, simply put, keep putting bats on balls. It's simple as that. I mean, you could see the standings here. It's a tough division. I mean, the Rays, seriously, a last place team, they're going to get in the playoffs one way or another. So it's a tough division to play baseball in. And I mean, they put up 30 runs in 2 games. All I'm saying is the Yankees are undefeated when they score 15 plus runs in a game. So if they can keep putting up 15 plus runs in a game, the Yankees are going to be fine. Although I have a Mets hat on too, which is weird. It's a Syracuse
I'm talking
Mets,
right now.
but-
Hello, it's me, Austin Claus.
They gotta hide that. I'm
This is
not
going to be a
trading,
test
no.
too. Hello, Giselle. How are you?
I mean, the Yankees just on
We are
fire right
doing
now.
Entertainment
15
Breach
and 2
live for the
back-to-back
first
games.
time, like
Giancarlo
live.
Stanton grand slam. Rizzo had his 300th home run of his career today. Rizzo and Volpe too with a blast. I mean, they're on fire. But we're gonna take a look around the American League as well, where some surprising teams are leading the charge. The Orioles were in the lead of the AL East today before the Yankees took that win over the Brewers. And the Guardians in the Central. Kenny, taking a look at the standings, what really sticks out to you?
I'm going to say the Guardians. I mean, they're on top. Clearly, they're on top. So they're a good team, and the Royals as well, also strikingly high.
Which last year, Royals, awful team last year, just terrible. But like you said, the Guardians, I mean, they are a really young team, and they have been on the come up lately. But to have them 19-9, top of the MLB essentially, I did not see that one coming.
Look at the Twins.
Yeah, the Twins last year, great team. And then if we take a look at the AL West as well, I mean, the AL West it's even crazier.
Oh!
Who's at last?
Oh!
Who's that at last?
Who's crazy now?
Who's that at last?
Who's crazy now? Who's crazy now?
Makes my heart to see the Houston
I said they were
Astros
going to be in
suck.
third place. I said they're going to be in third. They're in last. This makes me so happy. Who's crazy now, Kyle?
You're not crazy, but even the Athletics, A's, they're in third, and they are awful. They are a poverty franchise, and they're sitting at third. I mean, I don't know how this season has wrapped out. I mean,
Baseball.
We have so much time still in the season. I mean, it's only a month in, so much will change. But we're going to toss it over to break real quick. And when we come back, we're going to have Cookin' and Crazy per usual. And we have a special guest coming on in our AP, Dylan Zielinski. So don't go anywhere just yet.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm going to drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely going to call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
This guy.
What are you looking at?
Someone missed the
What are
memo.
you looking at?
Welcome back in for the final block of the Kenny and Kyle experience. Kyle, our time is winding down here, but your time is winding down here. My time is not, and I'm gonna have somebody else with me next year taking over the show. And oh boy, it's Dylan Zielinski. Dylan, introduce yourself to the people at home.
Yeah, I'm Dylan. I'm really excited to join the show. Yeah, apparently I'm a delusional Bills fan, but I mean,
he is.
This guy over here likes the Patriots, and
Yeah, I got a lot of rings in my lifetime.
Go Giants! Go Giants! Yeah, Daniel Jones!
Daniel Jones! Oh, Drake May!
Well, we are here for our final time of doing cooking or crazy. And gentlemen, we haven't even picked a topic yet. I'm not going to lie to everybody at home, but I'm going to pick it right now. We're going to do something different in sports. and I think it fits with the theme that we have going on here today. We're gonna do the best vacation spot in the world. Your dream vacation, the best place to go if you had unlimited amount of money. Anywhere to get there, where you go. So we're gonna do that. Kyle, we'll just go around the table. Kyle, you, then me, and we'll discuss afterwards. Kyle, or Dylan, you.
These are specifically crazy. Okay, all right. I got an idea. I got an idea. Don't worry about it.
Make it a little weird.
Syracuse, New York.
What?
What?
No.
Wow. Go Mets.
No, I'm gonna say the mountains of Tennessee. Go out to the Smoky Mountains. I love the beach. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge beach guy. I've been to Aruba, been to Maryland a few times. Love the beach. I'm an island boy. There's nothing like the mountains. You go up in those mountains, you see the Great Smokies, the sunrise coming over them. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see.
I mean, me, personally, I don't own a Hawaiian shirt. Riley, thank you for this. It kind of fits my vibes. It's fitting with what I'm going to take here. I am a sucker for Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, it's awesome. There's so many things to do. The beach itself is beautiful. The ocean's right there. I've stayed in campsites down there. I've stayed in hotels. I've gone with my family year after year after year, and I've always said Myrtle Beach is my vacation spot of choice. It's awesome. You get to do, I've done parasailing there. I've done like the swimming with the dolphins and going dolphin watching and things like that. And it's awesome. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Myrtle Beach. Plus, I tan really well. Same. I come back.
I can't tell. I'm very tan.
I'm gonna go with Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach.
It's it probably leaves it.
I was in North Carolina, but yeah, Myrtle Beach. That's my choice.
Some great golf down there. It's just it's expensive, but beautiful courses down there, man.
So here's my take. Since you guys kind of went a little light here, I'm gonna go with. I'll try to get a little crazy here. This vacation.
What do you mean? I said Syracuse.
I was gonna say Russia.
Shoot. This vacation is cheap. Actually, it's pretty much free. You don't have to do anything. You can relax and enjoy yourself. It's called a staycation. You stay home. You do whatever you do with your activities. That's not up to me. But there's nothing better than a free vacation of me plotting my rear end on a couch. I'm going to say staycation is the way to go.
Dude, you can do that like any day after work.
Kid.
I mean, like,
as a broke college kid.
I'm a broke college kid and I went on like a spring break. Like, it didn't stop me. I didn't.
It's not my fault.
So did you.
It's not my fault you guys took cop-out answers. I thought this was cooking or crazy, not learn a lot lot about Dylan.
Okay. Wow. Like I said, I was going to say Russia, and I'm like, but
I don't know. I can't go with the staycation, dude. If I get a week off, the last thing I'm doing is staying in Oswego, New York. That's the last thing I'm doing.
If I were to give something that's not cooking or crazy, I would say Milan. I'm gonna go to Milan.
Ooh, Milan. Okay.
Milan is my actual my dream vacation. If we're going off of
for
the sake of the show, staycation, but realistically, Milan.
Absolute dream. I mean,
all right,
Ibiza.
We only got a minute 30 here left.
All
right,
left.
Patsy. Yeah! No way!
No, we got fleeced. We just got fleeced so hard. No, that is awful.
I'm doing anything.
No, you're gonna sit on your couch with your chips and rock.
I'm just gonna lay in my bed.
Of course you would say
We're gonna get copyrighted.
Of course you'd say the couch. Of course you'd say the couch.
All right, Kyle, this is it. Last minute.
This is it.
This is the goodbye ginger.
Well, you're gonna catch me monologuing over here real quick, but. I mean, it's been.
That's it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, cut him off. It's done. No, I mean, it's been 3 years doing OPs here, commentating, doing a lot of different stuff here. Couldn't be more thankful for all the opportunities that everyone here gave me. I've learned a lot, met some really, really cool people, except Kenny. Don't like him. He's eh. But the faces. Can we clip Kenny's face real quick? Can we clip Kenny's face?
Not a good guy. Not a good guy.
No, but I just want to thank everybody for it. Thank my parents for making this possible by allowing me to go to school here, and I don't know, just love this station, and it was a great 3 years.
Kyle, I'll miss you, buddy. Dylan,
passing the torch.
It's going to be a ride next year.
The torch.
Thank you, everybody, for joining the Kenny and Kyle experience all semester long. Have a great night, and me and Dylan will see you guys next semester.
Oh boy.
Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that never stopped while it was ahead. I'm Austin.
And I'm Chris, and they didn't cancel us, which
They
is kind of a...
would never dream of it, Chris. They need us. They do. Anyway, I'm excited to about that we're back. We're back in Oswego.
Yeah.
I'm giddy to be back, Chris. Giddy.
Finally back. I'm out of Florida now.
Oh, Florida.
Which we'll get into in a little bit.
We will.
So what have you been up to?
Let's start with our summer. So I had an entire video about this, but unfortunately, due to technical errors, I wasn't able to show it. But maybe you'll see it one day. One day. It was a really good summer. I was unemployed.
That's sad.
And I slept a lot. That was a bit in the video, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I got to see my beautiful dog. He's named Bentley. He's a dachshund, and I love him so dearly. He's probably watching this right now. Hi, Bentley. I played a lot of video games. I played a lot of Sea of Thieves, one of my personal favorite video game.
Is it really?
Yes, I'm a big fan of Sea of Thieves. I had to sink a lot of ships this summer. I did a grind on Sea of Thieves. It was very long. A lot of sleepless nights. What about you, Chris DeLuca? How was your summer? How was your summer at Florida? You went to Florida. You live in Florida.
Oh, we'll get into that. So, yeah, I mean...
Look at him. Look at him, not me, him.
You can look at me all you want.
Put the camera on him.
All right. So, anyways, my summer was kind of, roughly the same, of like not really doing too much, but kind of doing enough. I made the move to Florida, as we've mentioned. Family moved down there as of about like February-ish or so. So I took the long 24-hour drive, or not 24, 20-hour drive down, stopping at Buc-ee's on the way, of course. You know you have to. I did everything a Florida man must do. I went fishing and ended up getting seasick, feeding all the fish. It was great. Going mini golfing, sitting at the beach, all of it. Also ended up seeing the first playoff hockey game, which I know you love when I talk about hockey.
I love when you talk about hockey,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah, you love that. Unfortunately, it was a game that ended the Rangers season, but it was still fun. Also ended up going to see the St. Lucie Mets, which is where the New York Mets actually hold their spring training, for anyone who doesn't know. Ended up traveling, visiting my sister, going to Disney, seeing Nashville. It's actually where I got this new hat. The Yankee hat's been retired.
The Yankee hat is gone.
But
unfortunate.
However, I am so happy to be back. You have no idea. Being up here, surrounded with friends, and just ready to get back to work on this. So, all right.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough out of you. From you. We're gonna throw it to a quick break, and I think we'll be right back after this quick break.
I think so too. We will be right back.
Goodbye.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking. They looking for me. There's hockey. There's improv. So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch. Our embarrassments free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Dom Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing.
Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that allegedly steals from Mike and Logan Unplugged.
I don't think we do, Chris.
Hey, listen, that's what they said, but, you know, people can say a lot of
Something's
things.
off, Chris.
What?
I don't have my flannel. Hey, can I get an emergency flannel over here? Easy with the confetti.
Wow.
My emergency flannel. Whew. Thank you.
Quite powerful there.
That was a very powerful throw from
well-
our... I'm familiar with that throw because
Maybe
that
it
was right in my face with a pie. Thanks,
Oh,
Jaylene.
All right.
Anyway.
So while that's going on, so yesterday we went around the campus and asked people to ask us anything. We decided to flip the script, you know?
Let's get into it. Yes, Chris, we flipped the script and made them ask us questions.
Let's get right into it, shall we?
Let's do that.
Roll the clip.
Welcome to Talk of the Town, where today's episode is very special because, one, it's September 30th, and I am the birthday boy. And two, we're going to be having them ask me a question. I'm going to go around to the people of Oswego and say, ask me a question, and I will do my best to answer it. Let's start, shall we? The question is, ask me a question.
How tall are you?
I am 5'9". Would you like to ask me a question?
I'm 5'3", so that doesn't add up.
I doubt that. Anyway, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
You're supposed to be asking the questions here.
What's your shoe size?
My shoe size is 9.5 wide. We're learning a lot about me today. Would you like to ask a question to me?
What's your stance on the Buffalo Bills?
Buffalo Bills, not huge into sports. This is the sports guy right here in the camera, Chris DeLuca. But, you know, he's...
What's your stance on the Buffalo Bills?
The Buffalo Bills, you know, I am a Jets fan, but I do enjoy my watching of the Bills occasionally, you know. But yeah, go Jets. You think you want to comment on this?
The Jets just lost to a team that had 60 passing yards.
I don't want to talk about it. Aaron Rodgers is not the way. All right, yeah. Let's move on. Please.
Any relation to Santa Claus?
I get this a lot. My aunt's name is Santa, so her name for a brief time was Santa Claus. Funny. All right, the question today is ask me a question. Any
question.
Any question.
Favorite vacation spot?
Favorite vacation spot, I gotta say, Florida. Florida's always nice. It's a very basic answer. Okay, yeah, I know you live in Florida, Chris. You don't have to give me a thumbs down. That's like kind of the only place I ever go because my mom loves Florida. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You could stop recording now, Chris.
If you can go anywhere in the world, why would you go there?
Why would I? Where and why?
Where and why, yeah.
I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. New Zealand seemed always so beautiful. It has like similar landscape to Ireland, I think. Also Ireland, always beautiful. Just the natural rolling hills with all the grass, I feel like is very, very beautiful. What about you? What's your question for yours truly?
If you could go to a concert tomorrow, who do you see?
Weird Al. Weird Al. I love Mr. Yankovic. You don't know who Weird Al is? No. Oh, all right. He's. Your parents will know. Oh. Your parents will know. He's the goofy man of Hollywood, and we love him dearly.
Ask me any question.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you today?
I'm wonderful.
You're wonderful.
Yeah.
He asked you the question.
I can respond to a question with the question, but thank you for asking me how I'm doing today. That was very nice of you.
How's it going?
You as well. I'm here today with
James.
James, ask me any question.
Any question?
Any question.
Favorite color?
Favorite color? Purple. Easy.
Green for me.
Oh, really? Green's a good color as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Goes well with any outfit, I'd say, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm here with...
Jasmine. Faith.
All right. The question is to ask me a question. We're flipping the script. Any question.
Favorite
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? A lot of good ones out there. I gotta say, I've really been enjoying The Boys lately. How about you?
I don't know. We watched Love Island recently.
That's not a question.
What was your favorite birthday gift?
My favorite birthday gift of all time has to be my PC that I got in like 2019. I still use it like practically every day. It's the dogs. Oh, they're dogs. Oh, it's like dogs jumping. That's cool. Isn't that neat? The things you find out in the wild.
The Wild of Oswego? Is that really what you want to call wild?
This place gets wild.
How do you think the Rangers are going to do this year?
Oh, we're going all the way. We're winning the cup this year. Are you kidding me? Mika's making a comeback. Panera's going to keep going off. Igor. It's going to be great.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? I gotta say, ooh, that's a good one. Steak. Steak is up there, along with just like steak, potatoes, and broccoli. That's like the best meal you can have with A1 sauce. Who am I here with?
Emily Mike.
What's your question for me? Yours truly, the birthday boy.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra. I'm the scale, September 30th.
You look like you'd be a Libra.
What do you mean I look like I would be a Libra?
You just give off Libra vibes.
You know what? I heard that's pretty good.
3.
Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that consistently pushes our luck. Chris?
Well, we're actually going to throw to a real quick break over here, but when we come back, we got something to rank here.
I said the wrong thing on accident.
That's okay.
You know what? These things happen.
Everything's all right. Everything happens for a reason.
Throw it to break.
Let's go to break.
Let's go to break. I need a break.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP. Welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show that's constantly stressed.
Ain't that the truth? So, the other night, I was in Cooper getting late night, and there were so many flavors of ice cream. It got me thinking, what are the best flavors? So tonight, I will be sharing my top 5 ice cream flavors. So, here we go. At number 5 over here, we have, drumroll please, over vanilla.
Vanilla.
I mean, top 5.
Vanilla answer.
It's not saying that this is like, remember, this is not saying it's the worst. I personally am not
Just flavors I'd put above it.
Hmm?
Just flavors I would put above it. Like,
Yeah, there's a couple of flavors I put above it, but honestly, vanilla's a good staple. Like, you can put a lot of things with vanilla. You can put like a bunch of different toppings. You can put vanilla ice cream practically on anything, to be honest, like Belgian waffles, You can get waffles and ice cream. Excuse me, not waffles and pancakes. But overall, it's just a really good, really interesting flavor to really just. The best way to describe it, it's an all-around flavor. So at number 4.
I agree.
At number 4, we have chocolate.
Chocolate.
I mean, chocolate. You know, it's the same thing with vanilla. You get a lot of really good, combinations with it. But it's a baseline ice cream. I noticed a lot of our people in the studio here are very upset by that. But it's just the truth.
Chocolate's all right.
Chocolates are. You see what I mean?
I don't think when was the last time I had just chocolate.
Like there's a lot of good flavors out there.
Like you could put the stuff in the chocolate and make it better. Like that. I guess those are different flavors.
Yeah, exactly. Like
peanut butter chocolate is probably better than chocolate. Am I right, guys?
No, you're not.
No one's responding.
I don't know about peanut butter and chocolate. That's
peanut butter and chocolate? What? It's good. No.
I mean, peanut
Am
butter.
I crazy here?
I mean, peanut butter. Okay, but peanut
butter
is
pandemonium
okay.
is a flavor that I thoroughly enjoy.
Is that a Ben & Jerry's ice cream?
No, it's a Stewart's ice cream.
Stewart's ice cream. Oh, Stewart's.
We love Stewart's.
We do love Stewart's.
What?
So, anyways, we will.
Okay.
So for our
Move
next flavor, we have. Drumroll please, cookies and cream.
Good,
it
solid
is
flavor.
A great,
that is a solid
flavor. I know, like.
Oh, people are angry that it's
angry
not
about
number
it.
one.
I can't tell if they're angry or happy.
Oh,
but
no.
cookies and cream is like a really solid flavor. It's solid. It's not the best though. Like it's not. The thing with cookies and cream is that like I've had it so much over the years that it's still good. It's still good. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of run its course for me. Like. It's not going to be my go-to flavor if I can pick any flavor.
It's just bland to you now.
It's not necessarily that it's bland to me. It's more so that it's like, it's almost like chocolate and vanilla to me. It's a base flavor.
Yeah, but you were the one who put it at number 3.
I did put it at number 3 for a good reason because it is a good flavor. It's very good. I will not deny that. But it's just.
You know what? These are your opinions, and I'm going to respect it.
These are my opinions. I also put this together in like 5 minutes, so I definitely forgot some good ones. So.
Yeah, there are some very good ice cream flavors out there.
So, anyways,
I feel like we should go on
so
to
for
the
my
next one.
second flavor, I know this one because I know I put it at number 2. It is coffee ice cream. Coffee ice cream. I will die on this hill. Coffee ice cream is one of the best flavors in the entire world. I don't care about my baseline flavors that I was saying before. I will go against everything I said. Coffee, it is not the absolute best, but it is the second best flavor of ice cream.
It is.
I would always, when I was still younger.
I just said that these are your opinions, but your opinions are wrong.
I think my opinions are right. Because you want to know why I know this? Because
Why?
when I was younger, when I was a wee little lad, we would have the ice cream in the basement of our house. And every time I was hungry, like late at night, I'd go and eat the coffee ice cream, even though it was my sister's, and she would get so mad at me. It was like, and that is what
Wrong
one
opinion,
of the
but
big
let's
things
move
that
on.
makes me think it's the best, no matter what.
It's not. All right, it's not.
It's one of the
It's
best,
not.
rather.
It's not.
Because the real best is, and everyone's gonna be.
Oh,
it's very
I saw
controversial.
this. People are gonna hate this.
Mint chocolate chip. Mint chocolate chip is the number one.
I am a big fan.
First of all, mint ice cream
Stewart's
in itself.
mint cookie.
Great.
We are getting some.
So mint cookie crumble is its own category because that is just
Mint cookie
top
crumble
notch.
is probably the best ice cream I have ever had. It is ranked. I don't want to hear you back there.
It is.
No.
Chocolate chip.
You haven't tried it. Sorry, you haven't tried it, and I think you should. Stewart's ice cream. It was labeled number 1 in the state. Mint cookie crumble. Put down mint chocolate chip.
Hey,
Don't
this
say
is
let's move on.
my segment here.
Okay.
I'm the one ranking here.
Yes. Okay. You're the one ranking.
All right. Well, all right. So no matter what, mint ice cream, mint chocolate chip, some of the best. So when we come back, we're gonna just yap for a little bit. I mean,
hopefully.
We are professional yappers.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk for a bit.
So, all right.
I feel like that's what we've been doing the entire show, but let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll see you in a bit.
Bye. Bye.
girl told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Jaden, out. And welcome back to Entertainment Breach, the only show where we don't know which one it is.
We don't know which one it is. We have two special guests right now because of technical difficulties.
And
it was going
also-
to be a very funny bit, but
It's
we
all right.
have the lovely Jaylene and Giselle. Jaylene, you might recognize from a
Yes, I was on a
previous-
previous episode where I knocked the air out of Austin's pizza
Yes.
or pie.
Pie, the
Yeah,
Pie.
it was a pie.
It
Yes.
was a long time ago.
So we noticed that we were getting a lot of interesting reactions to some of the rankings of my ice cream flavor.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
All right,
How do you feel?
Starting off with their number 5. The fact that you rated vanilla as number 5 is absolutely treacherous. Vanilla as number 5 and putting chocolate out of all flavors on number 4?
Okay, but what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong with that. How is that?
First off, vanilla is used
Can I get the
as
camera
a
over
base
here?
flavor for everything, right?
Say that one
right?
more time.
Vanilla is used as a base flavor for everything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying during that.
Okay.
Why I put it
Then
as one?
Why is it number 5? Shouldn't it be ranked higher?
Not necessarily.
Chocolate over it?
So the thing with that is, with the base flavors, don't yap.
that's what
Base
you're doing,
flavors are what they are. Base flavors.
And
You
they
need
say
to
I'm
add
the angry
mo-
one.
You need to add more to those base
like to
flavors to
comment
get
anything?
it better and better. Why do you think chocolate chip cookie dough exists? Why do you think mint chocolate chip exists? Why do you
Okay.
think cookies and cream exist?
That one, oh my god. But you put that as number 5?
Of course I put it as number
Oh
5.
my god, you're just as bland as your ice cream rankings. Like, seriously.
I'm bland as my ice cream
Yes.
rank. Okay.
And you two for agreeing. Why
What?
are you just agreeing? Why are you
What?
not debating?
What?
The
We don't
flavor.
have enough time
You
to
could have
debate.
made time.
Okay,
We have
we're running out
enough
of.
time right now.
Okay,
We
we
have
have
enough
enough.
time right
We have enough. All right, two angry ones right
Yeah,
now. I'm
ser-
sorry.
seriously,
you're in
we
the middle
got
of this,
two.
but
Do you believe this?
I have.
Yes,
We have to keep this on
He
a.
agrees with me.
Wait, what?
Putting vanilla below chocolate is an abomination.
Ooh. Honestly, yeah.
You know what?
Like I don't
Each
know. They're both
everyone
kind of
has their
mid to me.
own opinions. So, but okay.
Let's rewind. When we go to Cooper, how many times is vanilla on the menu but not mint chocolate chip? That tells you something. That really does tell you something.
It tells you something because mint chocolate chip is one of the most underappreciated
Oh,
flavors
it is.
in all of the world.
Especially mint cookie crumble.
Brush my teeth eating ice cream.
It does not taste like that. It does
It's
not.
not
No,
toothpaste.
you haven't
It
had
does
good.
taste like
You
toothpaste.
haven't had good one.
I have. You bought a whole tub once, and you made me try it, and it was terrible. It was really terrible.
Watch your mouth.
I did.
Oh, good. I'm proud of you.
All right,
Yeah,
so
okay.
Whack take.
Okay, whack take.
Who's a whack take though? Is it
Who-
us? All right, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's very vague. You got it. Whack take. Who's whack take? Who's?
Coffee on number 2.
Yeah,
is
coffee.
crazy.
Can we talk about that?
All right, so
can, we,
the-
can
I
all
have-
three of us
I
gang
have-
up on Chris here?
What? All right, in my
Majority wins,
There
Chris.
there is a long history that I have with coffee ice cream where it has just been
Oh,
one of
you're a
the.
little sentimental. You're a little sentimental.
I am a little sentimental. Is that a problem?
Yeah. let's hear from the person we have not let talk this entire time. What do you think of his
I'm-
coffee ice cream?
Again, an abomination. Why would you put it above cookies and cream?
Because I enjoy coffee more than I do
Sentimental
cookies
value.
and cream.
Coffee is a drink, not an ice cream.
Coffee
Exactly.
ice cream. Oh wait, hold on. I drink coffee.
I
There's
I
there's
hate
a
coffee.
Costa machine. What?
You sleep?
No.
That makes sense then. But still, it shouldn't be on the rankings.
episode has been
All right.
a
Well,
mess.
it hasn't been a mess, but okay. So coffee. First off, I do drink coffee. There's the Costa machine over there.
It's broken, actually.
It's broken
It's
right
not
now.
broken.
And
It
I'm
worked
so
yesterday.
upset.
Oh, it broke.
Okay,
That is
come on.
unfortunate.
Cookies and cream number 1.
Cookies and cream.
100.
I don't know. It's all right.
100%. Cookies and cream is the best flavor.
Honestly, I'd rather have peanut butter pandemonium.
Aren't you even allergic to peanuts?
Not peanuts, tree nuts.
Tree nuts. There's a difference.
I'm sorry.
Like
about
pistachios.
nuts.
Listen, I love pistachio ice cream. Totally.
I like pistachio ice cream.
Really?
Man, you guys are.
What?
Oh my god.
It's good.
This is the worst ranking ice cream I've ever heard in
It's
my
not.
life.
You realize pistachio ice cream, tree nuts.
How about we put you in charge of a ranking, and then we'll tear you to shreds.
All right, let's hear your ranking.
Yeah, let's hear
Top
your
5.
ranking. Number 1.
Oh, top 5?
Yeah, top 5. Go to number 1. What's your number 1?
Okay. Starting off with number 1.
Sure.
Cookies and cream.
Oh my.
Easily. Cookies and cream.
Basic.
Top 1.
Basic.
Basic. It's good, but it's basic.
Who cares? It's always amazing. It's at every single ice cream parlor you can go to. You don't have to have the risk of it not being there. And it just tastes so good. I'm not a chocolate person, but the Oreos in the ice cream are really good.
All right. Okay. So then, what's your number 2 then? What's your number 2?
Number 2, dulce de leche. It's like a caramel and vanilla mixed together. It's so good.
That sounds
Dulce de
delicious.
leche. It's really good.
But
really
I feel
sweet,
like
though.
it would overpower like everything.
But it's still really good. It's just caramel ice cream.
Okay.
3. I'd say 3 putting at vanilla. Don't you agree?
Vanilla at number 3.
Or you would probably say
at
that too.
3.
Yeah. See, basic.
3.
Basic.
Basic.
No, that's crazy. That's
It's
crazy.
basic.
I want to know what their flavors are in the back room. Let's hear it.
We don't have the time for
Yeah,
that, unfortunately.
It's just provoking.
Put your list down there. Put your list down there. We'll love to hear it.
Ooh. No, I'd put cookie dough at number 3.
The entertainment breach
that's fair. Honestly,
yells
I
about
respect
ice
that.
cream
I
for
respect
10
that.
Then
minutes
I'd
special.
put vanilla at number 4, and then I'd put
15
strawberry at number
minutes.
5.
Strawberry at 5?
Yes, I'd put strawberry.
Strawberry is pretty good. Strawberry is pretty underrated. I like
And-
that's a good choice.
And you agree with this? You are 100% behind this?
Well, no, I feel like she have her different flavors.
I mean, none of the flavors you said were bad, but I wouldn't necessarily put them. They're not bad. They're
Agreed.
all good, but I wouldn't
Cookies and
necessarily
cream,
put them
all of them.
like all in the same list.
I agree.
You know,
Cookies and cream all above. It's all right. It's just Oreos. It's fine. It's a
Listen.
fine ice cream.
And it's
But the
good.
best? Really?
I don't know. Look,
Really?
Best at mint chocolate chip?
listen.
It doesn't matter.
I
if it's
just-
basic.
We're gonna have to discuss this a little bit afterwards.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
unfortunately-
long conversation
unfortunately,
about
we're
this
gonna- we're
after.
running out of
We're gonna
time,
be up
so-
till like 4 in the morning.
I'm just.
So, we want to thank. First off, we just want to thank everyone in the control room and in the studio. This has been a little bit of technical difficulties. It is our first episode,
Yes.
especially first
We love you
episode
guys back
purely
there.
live. This is not last semester we had
Live.
live to record. This is live.
Live,
So,
live. Like this is happening right now.
Yeah. So we want to thank everyone in the control room for bearing with us.
Well, I think our guests that showed
Yes.
up like
Thank you
30
so
minutes,
much.
like
I thought
30
we
minutes
would be
ago.
the first ones to get thanks.
Yeah, no, oh,
Sorry for you
no,
guys
they've been working like dogs back there.
Was bad.
Okay, we'll
We
talk
want
about
to
this
thank
later.
them,
So
Jaylene and Giselle.
we want to thank everyone in the control room. We want to thank you for watching.
Put
If
it
you
to the
wanna keep
bub cam. Put it
if
to
you
the
want-
bub cam.
If you want to keep up to date with us, entertainment_breach on Instagram. Have a good night,
Follow us
ladies
on
and gentlemen.
Instagram. Follow
Thank
us.
you very much.
Follow us and look at.